So next topic will start with the fluids which we are using in the case of hydraulic systems. So how important these fluids are in the case of hydraulic system, let us see. So it is an important material which we are using it as a working fluid or a medium, so whose characters are also going to affect the performance of the equipment as well as the life of particular equipment. So it is important to use a clean, a high quality fluid in order to get efficient operation of any type of hydraulic system. So let us see what are the different types of hydraulic fluids we are having. The first one is the water, which we are regularly using because of its least expensive, and before using it is treated with the chemicals so that it is not going to cause any corrosion on the equipment. So next hydraulic fluid will be using the petroleum oils. These are most common among the hydraulic fluid, which are also used in a wide range of for hydraulic applications, because whatever the oils will be using, those also going to act as the lubricants in order to reduce the friction as well as temperature. So next one is the water glycols. These are the organic compounds which are derived from the alcohols, and this contains 35 to 55% of water glycol, and along with that one the water soluble thickness are also going to be added in order to improve the viscosity. So viscosity is a major factor which should not be a very high as well as it should not be a very low one. So the viscosity should be in an ideal manner. So next one is the water oil emulsions. Whenever we are going to use the two immiscible liquids, those are going to generate the emulsions, such as we may get the oil in water emulsions or water in oil emulsion, depending upon the which quantities of the water as well as the oil. The next fluid is a phosphate ester. It results from the incorporation of phosphorus into organic molecules, and these have a high thermal stability. That is, even though there is a huge change in the temperature, there will be a least change in the properties of such hydraulic fluid, and it also serves an excellent detergent and prevent building up of sludges. That means a formation of a larger molecules, deposition of larger molecules can be avoided with the help of this phosphate ester. The next topic we will discuss regarding the various properties of hydraulic fluid. The first property or the important property is viscosity. So it is a measure of a fluid's internal resistance offered to the flow. If we are using two liquids, one of the liquid, if it is moving on the another surface, the resistance offered for the flow of the liquid is going to give me the viscosity. So it should not be a very high or it should not be a very low. The next property is viscosity index. So it gives how temperature affects the viscosity, and the viscosity of the oil decreases with increase in the temperature, and the vice versa, as we know. So this viscosity index should be very high. That means even though there is a huge variation in the temperature, the viscosity of the oil should not change much. So that is what regarding the viscosity index. Next one is oxidation stability. The most important property of a hydraulic oil is its oxidation stability. So it is caused by chemical reaction between the oxygen of the dissolved air and the oil. So it is the chemical reaction between the oxygen which is present in the air as well as in the oil. So always the oxidation stability of the hydraulic fluid must be very high. So demulsibility, it is nothing but the ability of the hydraulic fluid to separate rapidly from the moisture and successfully resist the emulsification is known as demulsification or demulsibility, right? So we are going to resist the formation of the emulsifiers or emulsification. That resistance whatever we are having, that is called as the demulsification or demulsibility. The next property is the lubricity. It is nothing but the lubrication between the moving parts. So in case of oil, the oil itself is going to act as the lubrication between the moving parts. So we will be using preferably the various oils. So next topic is on what basis, what is the selection criteria for these hydraulic fluids. So we will be deciding based on the transmitting power, based on lubricating moving parts, seal clearance between the mating parts, a heat dissipation, and along with that one we are having few more properties to select, such as a good lubricity, ideal viscosity, a chemical stability. So those are various parameters in order to select the different hydraulic fluids. Next one is the additives. So these are nothing but the components which we are going to add into the hydraulic fluid in order to improve the characteristics. So some of the additives what we can have is anti-foaming. So these anti-foaming agents are used in order to reduce the formation of foams, because if there is a formation of foams, that is going to give me the oxidation process, so it will cause again the rusting. Anti-wear means we are going to resist for the wear of those material, so that is called as the anti-wear additives. Corrosion inhibitors, that is the chemicals which are added to protect the surface from chemical attack by the water. Whatever there is the harmful attack which is happening because of the water, that one we are going to inhibit with the help of these corrosion inhibitors. Next additive is biocide. So emulsifying chemicals are added to the fluid to inhibit the growth of waterborne bacteria. So waterborne bacteria are going to be inhibited with the help of these biocides. Emulsifiers, next one, these are added to facilitate formation as well as the stabilization of emulsions. The emulsions are going to be stable with the help of these emulsifiers. So next one is a seal. A seal is nothing but these are the materials which we are using in order to fill the gap between the two components. Various types of seals we are having: the positive seals and non-positive seals. The positive seals are used where we need the higher accuracy, or where we will be getting the higher accuracy or the low leakage. So we are going to completely restrict the amount of leakage that is happening, which is called as the positive seals. And in the case of non-positive seals, even a small amount of leakage, we are going to permit a small amount of leakage that is permitted in the case of the non-positive seals. So these are the various types of seals what we can see in the case of the seals: the circular seal, the lip seal, sealing edge. These are some of the diagrams showing various types of seals. Thank you very much.